when you clap?
Yeah, I tried to do it on Mark instead of after because it's more normal.
Yeah, it's fucked up that you do that.
It's fucked up that you did it at all.
What's wrong
That's
with
fine.
you?
I'm actually very mad at Riley.
I think we all are.
Join me. Well, no, we're not doing clap talk up top. Let's take it normal.
Okay, all right.
No clap talk.
Only normal style.
That's for us. Okay.
Normal style podcast.
Yes.
Hi,
not
everybody.
really a normal style because I sound like Henry Cavill doing Geralt of Rivia, but
No, come on.
What's the name of his girlfriend? She's got a crazy name.
You mean Yennefer of
Yennefer?
Vengerberg, the most iconic trans woman to ever be on any screen, large or small, and literally me when I grow up. The blueprint.
Is she,
yes.
Is she trans?
I mean, she was like kind of magically tortured until she was hot, which is kind of like being trans in a lot of ways.
That's actually extraordinarily like being trans.
A lot of time being sort of like chained to a wooden block, having all of our bones kind of like wrench themselves into position until we're like beautiful women, right? So it's very much like that. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to episode 100.
Hi, Riley.
It's 100. It's a big deal. It's big and round.
Yeah.
It's 101. It's 101.
Yeah.
It's 101. It's 101. 100 was last week.
Okay, sorry.
Either way, episode 100 or episode 101, there is no way I would sooner introduce season 2 of No Gods, No Mares than talking about how hot the actor who plays Yennefer of Vengerberg is in The Witcher.
That's right. Well, I am your mayor for today. It is Riley. I am joined by my co-mayors, co-deputies, co-friends, co-witchers, Nova and Maddie.
Yeah.
I believe as women we're simply witches.
Yeah.
Riley.
I think so.
Thank you so much for misgendering us to start season 2 off on the wrong foot.
This is why it's 3 women in a podcast is because
These
that's the
fucking
number that you need
eggs,
for
man.
a coven,
It's true.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, don't worry. I'll be getting on it. But before that happens,
season 5 premiere.
Season 5 premiere, I start getting the other brow done. No.
They tie him to the wooden block and start rearranging his other brow.
So I've got another mayor for us today that is born of 2 things. Partly, I mixed up my holiday schedule, and so we have to do one more a little earlier. But also, I got a kind of wild hair and just did the mayor over the course of like an evening because I've recently become slightly obsessed with another little mini series of mine, which is, this guy was called Sin duda el más excéntrico prefeto del Honduras. The most eccentric mayor in Honduras.
Sin duda.
Wow.
I mean, Riley,
Sin
I
duda.
really like how you have a kind of more like sort of possessor relationship with the Mertaculous, where sometimes it just seems to like ride you like a horse, and your sort of a strange mood takes you, and you'll just take 2 days off, not answer any texts, and then come back with, I have found the most mayoral person to ever live in Honduras.
This is quite literally how it felt when I was minding my own business, and then I just ran across Amilcar Alexander Ardon Soriano, or Hamilcar Hardon, who is...
Sorry. Hamilcar, like named after like the Carthaginian general?
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Cool. They're cooking such incredible things in Latin America, name-wise.
It's like they are years ahead of us in name technology. No one's doing it like them.
Like being...
I was going to say, I got introduced to a friend's boyfriend once, whose name is literally just Stalin.
Magical.
Yeah.
I mean, so like being named Hannibal, that's like regular weird. Being named after Hannibal's dad, that's the real shit,
Oh, it's like, look, Eddie, what we're going to do, we're going to make it so you never get serial killed by a sort of erudite literary sort of psychiatrist.
Yeah, that's this guy's son.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're bigger than him. But before we get to the most eccentric mayor in Honduras, we have a new little segment
Yeah.
It's a lot like the old segment.
Some would say identical, but
we said we were retiring Municipal Roundup, and everyone freaked out at us.
Yeah,
and I need you to understand.
Be normal. We have to make clear to you: the wrapper is changing. You know, this is still the same medication you have previously been receiving.
If you like your Roundup, you can keep it.
Oh yeah.
But the thing is, right? All of this, I'm going to part the veil a little bit here because one of the things the Metaculus has revealed to us, right, is that this show, you know, partially it's to raise awareness of mayors. It's also partially kind of like a long lead in to do live shows together. And all of the municipal roundup stuff, that was in aid of us having, you know, the cowboy hats and the Western shirts and having good fun doing all of that. Now, obviously, we would never be so foolish as to buy an item of clothing we would wear twice. So, having done one set of live shows, it now falls to us to set out our stall for the next run of live shows. And whenever those happen, oh, that's going to be expensive because we chose a different theme.
We're going to film it in the tank.
We chose a different theme. And on that theme, I would like to introduce you to the new and improved Municipal Roundup. It is now time for At 8 Bells, Municipal Broadside.
Ahoy!
Ahoy!
Everyone rosin up your bows and have sex with your boyfriend because it is time to set sail for a land of items.
I hope you're all excited to realize that when we announce the next set of live shows, all of you are going to have to come up with some kind of nautical bullshit to wear because we will be.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. If you listen, if some enterprising listener out there, you've got lots of time until we do the next one, I think. But if you want to make a guide for how to turn a cowboy hat into a captain's hat using only scissors, I will happily release that zine to the general populace.
Turning it into the kind of Jack Tar hat by like crushing the crown down flat.
But you could easily make a cowboy hat into a tricorn, personally.
Yeah.
A cowboy hat tricorns so easily.
Can, should, must, will.
Yeah, you're actually starting a cowboy hat. You're actually starting with an infinite number of corns on the hat.
Yeah, it's
so
multi-cornular.
It's easy to find 3.
Yes.
Yeah.
You just have to pick your 3 favorite corns and then emphasize those.
The cowboy hat or infinicorn.
All right, so
this is why I don't know why I have the flu game situation where it's like I'm talking like a fucking like busted drain pipe, and for some reason I will pull out, oh yeah, the cowboy hat. You mean the infinicorn?
Now I believe the bosun's mate Maddie had an item for us today.
Gaze upon my fractal tricorn
and go mad.
It's like a Shapinsky triangle.
No, it's like dazzle camouflage where you try to look at the other captain, you just go mad.
Yeah, I've actually fucked up and turned my infinicorn into a tricorn, but all the corns are on the front, so it doesn't look right. You gotta space them out evenly.
It's looking like Joe Biden's pocket square. It's fucked. It's no good.
No, you look like you have a ramming prow. And now you have your tricorn all facing
one
forward.
guy in my ship who keeps calling his hat an infinicorn went crazy with a pair of scissors, and now he's running full speed into other people saying, ramming speed, sir.
Is the captain of a ship a mayor?
In some instances, yes. Okay.
Total power over a very strictly defined geographical area.
Yeah. Sorry,
November?
I'm in the crow's nest of our ship.
Can you ask me that question in 3 years? If the captain's a mayor?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm in the crow's nest of our little ship here, the HMS Mayor 4. And even though there's only 3 of us, I'm looking through my little looking glass, and it's items ahoy is what I'm saying.
Oops, all items.
I'm reading here from a website called The Real Deal, which is a real estate news site. During his tenure as New York's mayor, Eric Adams worked closely with real estate.
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
Yeah.
It's not the way the FBI put it, but...
Yeah.
Is Eric Adams our Moby Dick?
Yeah.
If we're going to mix our nautical metaphors, like we are always chasing him around the world.
Yeah, later we will all hold hands gaily inside of his brain
Eric Adams, captain of the Acheron.
Yeah.
He has done this to me 2 times. There will not be a third.
Fucking hell.
And done this to me, we mean become Albanian.
He has the Albania gauge against us.
Okay. After working closely with real estate, now he's working within it. 6 months after leaving office, Adams is the newest pitch man for several real estate related technology companies. He's working as a business development consultant for multiple firms selling rebar, facilities cleaning, and more. Once you've dealt with city council...
I'm Eric Adams, buy some rebar like the rebar I was hit over the back of the head with as a child, changing the trajectory of my life forever.
I thought we decided it was a baseball bat with a spike in it.
Oh, we did. Sorry.
Once you've dealt with city council, the federal government, you know all personalities. You know all personalities, Adams said. I know the products of what cities and corporations need because I already vetted them.
Wait, sorry. So you vetted them on the basis of who gave you the most money in a sock?
Yeah, which rebar is wrapped with the most dollar bills? That's the one I know the best. It hurts the least too when I'm hit with it. Adam said he is selling the products to companies as well as sovereign nations, having just returned from a trip to Nigeria. His celebrity status may be helping him close deals.
You know, they said that a mayor couldn't be Turkish, Albanian, Nigerian.
And also from New Jersey. When I reach out and say, I'm Eric Adams, they say, not Eric Adams, the mayor. And I say, yes, Adams says. I say, I just want to show you the product.
Please, no questions about my mayoralty. All the hands in the room just go down. Rebar only.
No questions about my mayoralty or my Albanianity.
Yeah, so you might say this seems like a very cushy, press release stenography thing on a real estate site about his new job.
I might, yeah.
No such case. Although he initially did not remember the name of the firms he was consulting for, he followed up later via email saying they are MST Rebar, a green rebar company, Cherish, a health monitoring tech company, Opus, a cleaning and concierge services for facilities, WireSight, not the book you guys like, a traffic enforcement firm, a green energy company called G-Pod, Dampen, a fire retardant product, a construction firm called DCL Fortress.
Yeah, I'm Eric Adams for Dampen.
Dampen, all caps. A construction firm called DCL Fortress, and an atmospheric water generation company, parentheses. Adam said the name of the company is Atmospheric Water Generation, though we were unable to find a company matching this name.
Maybe this is dress for the job you want, not the job you have. And he's like, I want to work for this kind of company. I'm going to say I do it until someone comes up to me and is like, you've been hustling for me and I don't even exist yet. I'm going to make you CEO.
Yeah, Eric Adams kind of here pitching for the concept of fog.
He claims his close rate on deals is 80%. The ability to have folks pick up the phone, that's huge, Adam said. Part of it is, okay, yes, we want to see the product. But then another part of it is, we never got a chance to say, thank you.
Aww.
Wait, we never got a chance to say thank you for showing us just how unusual a politician is able to be. We never got a chance.
The Adams loyalists installed within every sort of rebar purchasing institution in New York City who are like, we want to talk to Eric Adams so we can say, thank you for that time that you drowned a rat in a bucket of acid outside City Hall for unclear reasons.
Yeah.
Also, this is people in Lagos as well who are going to say thank you to Eric Adams for something.
And then the interview moves on. When asked about members of his cabinet who allegedly flouted the law, Adams defended his choices. What mayor don't appoint friends of his that are qualified? Adams asked. You look at the qualification of everyone I appointed, they had qualification.
Yeah, I mean, Winnie Greco, she had a lot of money in crisp bags to hand out.
This is immediately followed by some key staffing decisions, Adams said, were the result of a dearth of willing candidates.
Who doesn't appoint their friends? And also those were the only people I could appoint because no one wanted to do any of these jobs.
Yeah, he left one seat open on a rent guidelines board, allowing Mamdani's path to the rent freeze recently, in part because candidates did not want to become targets of protests by tenant organizations.
NYC DSA and its affiliates once again proving that liberals, proving that the left don't want to endlessly critique power, which is crazy work.
Yeah. An in-office requirement dampened interest in other government positions. He said, no one wanted to work, he said. Remember when I came in, people were telling me clearly, listen now, I love you, but you want to come. You want to sit there 5 days a week? Are you out of your mind?
all I could hire were my friends. Now, are my friends the laziest group of bums in the universe? Yes, but they were the only people I could hire.
Also, I always start a job interview with the customary "I love you."
I love you.
Just-
Is that why I
love you.
wasn't getting jobs before podcasting? Was that I wasn't doing that? Like,
You weren't saying, "Listen, I love you." Yeah,
Yeah, you
No,
gotta say
no.
flattery gets you everywhere.
I was doing like a handshake, like
No,
saying my
idiot.
name. Like, oh,
No, you're wrong.
okay.
No.
It's not correct. No. This is how you really succeed in business. So after making headlines in April for becoming an Albanian citizenship, Eric Adams said for future plans, he said he wants to continue acquiring citizenships from different countries.
Yes. Yes.
I just love the idea of him sort of collecting citizenships around the world until he has like the briefcase of passports like a spy. That's what I want for him.
You know how the line in the airport says, like EU, this line, any other passports, this other line? I
He
think
wants
he
to
has
have all of them.
misunderstood what that sign means.
Well, if I have the most, that means they'll let me through the
Yeah, I
fast.
can
You
go to the
front.
front. Yeah.
Mhm.
The thing is, a lot of things Eric Adams is doing with his post-mayoral tenure,
Yeah.
I would say, is kind of the most expected and appropriate set of activities because what's he doing? He's doing a small-time construction and like AI scams hustling.
Mm.
He is all the places he said that have New Yorks in them. He is going to go through all of them and become citizens of all of them,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And he is, and he's continuing to give extremely strange interviews where he sort of seems to try to talk in a kind of random walk down the street with saying, well, why do I don't appoint friends, qualified friends, of course, but no one wanted to do the job. They said they loved me, but they didn't want to do it because they didn't want to come into work, and there were huge opportunities for corruption, but we didn't take them.
It's
No.
it's such a strange experience, sort of seeing this kind of Doppler effect of mayoralty go past you at 500 miles an hour. Of what, you don't kiss your friends on the mouth? I'm Algerian now, by the way. I love you too.
I think maybe he heard the phrase citizen of the world once and he got really excited being like, well, that's me.
Well, citizen of the world is like a special passport they give you when you unlock all of the others.
Yeah. Do you think that in his passport photos for every country, he's going to be wearing the national garb?
Yes.
He has to be.
yeah.
Well, actually,
Yeah.
what I think is that it increments. I think he's wearing the national garb of the previous one, right? So, like, in his new Nigerian passport, he's going to be wearing like a sort of Albanian fit, right? And then
Sure,
once he gets another one after that, he's going to be wearing like a Nigerian fit, and so on and so on and so on.
Well,
Yeah.
hold on. Can I just turn that like by 10%?
Mhm.
He's going to assemble the local dress of the globe one country at a time.
Oh,
We're gonna have we're gonna
Oh.
have the kente cloth and the fez, and
At the
we're
same
also
time?
at the same time.
Because of Sid Meier's Alpha Centauri, I low-key thought that that's how politicians would look and sound in like 2030. So like, I think
Sure.
Eric Adams could be the first president of Earth, and
Yeah, it's
when
like-
he
yeah.
does that, when he fulfills his master plan, we will sort of like understand.
By the time the canonical World War III from Star Trek rolls around and there's a president of Earth who lives in Paris, it'll be Eric Adams.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's saving French for last.
Earth is an
It's the
incredible
hardest
planet.
one.
Anything can happen here, from starting a business to 9/11. So-
Can you really say that for our first contact with extraterrestrial life, that the most apt person, the most appropriate, most representative leader for them to be taken to would not be Eric Adams wearing 5,000 different items of national clothing at the same time?
Is he the aggregate average of all human beings on Earth?
Yes,
Presented in one beautiful
I believe
avatar.
So. He is what ChatGPT is supposed to be. And when the aliens come, right, they will be ushered into the Elysee Palace, where Eric Adams, wearing a Ming Dynasty scholar hat, will receive them by saying, "Would you like to buy some rebar or fog?"
Let me first take off these boxing gloves.
and then he would say, "I love you, by the way."
Anyways, he was also recently
They
spotted.
glass this planet 5 minutes afterwards, and we have it coming.
Yeah.
Yeah, no intelligent life down here.
Yeah. He was spotted on a city bike recently, also in a full suit, which I think is beautiful. Anyways, that's my Eric Adams. My Eric Items item. Thank you to wife of the show, Jaya, for sending that in to me this morning.
Thank you, Jaya. We love you, Jaya.
Thank you, Jaya.
Mm-hmm. Are you trying to get a job with my wife?
Can we say
no, absolutely, yeah.
We all want to work at Ravenous.
Yeah.
Who wouldn't?
I think we can say ahoy. We can unship that item, write it down in the log.
Cast off the moorings? Is that right? I got to look up more stuff. Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Look, an item in harbor is safe, but an item was not designed for harbor. And I think we can go to meet our mayor for the week.
Huzzah.
So, Amilcar Alexander Chande, which is like his nickname, Ardon Soriano, mostly called Alexander Ardon in press or Chande by people who knew him.
Nobody's calling this motherfucker Hamilcar, which is fucked up.
Yeah. Honestly, if I was named after a Carthaginian general, I'd be like, God, we can just call me that.
Address me by my government name of Hasdrubal. Like, come on.
So he was mayor of El Paraiso, Honduras, which is on the border with Guatemala, from 2005 until about 2013-14. It's sort of a bit fuzzy. And he was referred to, as I mentioned earlier, in a 2008 article in Diario La Prensa, which is like a big Honduran newspaper, as sin duda el más excentrífico prefecto del Honduras. The same interview translated. He also says, I'm humble, but I consider myself the king of the town.
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's what a mayor is.
The mayor is the sort of the king of town.
Yeah, he's
in a
just
lot of
being
ways.
honest. He's just being honest about this.
However, in March 2019, this man, the mayor of El Paraiso, or at least the former mayor of El Paraiso, who was still mayor behind the scenes, walked into the U.S. Embassy in Guatemala to surrender to U.S. authorities. See, at that point, the DEA had arrested the brother of President Juan Orlando Hernandez, Tony Hernandez, and charged him with drug trafficking in New York City, which basically indicted the entire Honduran government, the previous president, Porfirio Lobo, and a lot of people, including Alexander Chande Ardon Soriano. Hamilcar, Alexander Chande
Hamilcar
Ardon
was
Soriano.
mixed up in drugs?
Yeah, they got him. And once more, Hamilcar dropped a dime. Hamilcar saw that it was going to turn and was like, the most important thing I can do right now is tattle. I'm going to tell on everybody.
Sometimes the noble sash is the perfect method for concealing the deceitful wire.
Yeah.
So
Season 3 and 4 of The Wire speak of this.
what happened was this very stable and profitable set of political circumstances were changing in the 2010s. And old Chande realized he was in the prisoner's dilemma and slammed the defect button, confessed to transporting tens of thousands of kilograms of cologne.
Cologne?
Sorry, I'll take that again.
No, please don't. I love the idea in which there's a sort of coming out of the golden triangle. There's a sort of eau de parfum racket.
How dare you try to eliminate
the things that make
Cologne.
this show great merely in order to foist your master and commander special interest on us?
Yeah, sorry, we stumbled across cologne trafficking just now, and you said to yourself, no, nobody else can enjoy this.
Some people had to pay for college by being cologne mules, and it's not good work,
Here's the thing. You know how much eau de parfum you can fit on the back of an elephant? One man set to find out.
He was trying to introduce Armani to Rome.
Little balloon full of Chanel No. 5 up my asshole bursts, and I just die instantly.
This is the plot of Lucy. This is the plot of Lucy 2.
Sure,
this is
the plot of the movie Traffic as well.
This is also drug sniffing dogs. The bar to entry for being a drug sniffing dog way lower in Cologne world.
So I love the idea that it's a hugely competitive task for a dog to get into police dog school.
You got to get in
police dog academy.
It's the Harvard of dogs. No, it's not. Everyone knows it's not. No. So here's the thing: he was transporting gigantic amounts of cocaine across the country because he was the mayor.
Not Cologne?
Of the town. He was the mayor of the town called El Paraiso or Paradise. which was right on the border with Guatemala.
Oh, that's a handy place to transport your cologne for sure. Like,
Oh, for sure. It smelled amazing.
Mm.
And so he basically told the U.S. prosecutors everything about Tony Hernandez, his brother, the president, Porfirio Lobo, the former head of the Honduran National Police, and other Honduran politicians at all sorts of various levels. El Chapo Guzman, like everybody. He betrayed everyone.
This guy dropped a dime on the Chapo?
Yeah, he did. I guess he never got that reply.
Sin duda, el prefeito más asesinado de Honduras. Surely.
Well, we're gonna see how he goes. Because before I want to go further as well, I'm gonna say this episode's gonna have a lot more direct quotes than usual, because a lot of it is based on a few things, such as things he said at trials, and also his propensity for giving.
Was the snitchingest motherfucker in Honduran history. Yes.
And also, he had a propensity for giving long, strange, self-aggrandizing interviews.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sensing a pattern.
Let's find out this guy's.
Verse.
Yeah, there's different kinds of things I enjoy, but let's find out this guy's whole deal. Okay. Let's do the format of the show. The first thing he did was get bored.
Can we put that on a t-shirt just in Arial font? Not bold or anything, just 12-point Arial font.
27 minutes in. Let's do the format of the show.
So, the first thing he does is get born.
First thing he
Specifically, in 1975.
I mean, that's very common, I would say.
Yeah, a lot of people do it.
And personally, I didn't. I got, like yanked out of there cesarean style. But this guy, he went through like Amilcar style.
Yeah, he rode an elephant.
Why do they call it cesarean style when it should be like Hannibal style? Because you're like, approaching from an unexpected direction like Hannibal Barca did over the Alps.
And what you want to do is you want to use delaying tactics to try to keep it from happening.
Yeah,
fucking up your plan.
Exactly. This was one of the bits that I did in my Type 5, the only time I ever tried stand-up comedy, and it did not go over well.
Folks, why don't they call it a Hannibal section?
Yeah. Why don't they call it a Tamerlan section? Because you're sort of hacking your way across. Sure.
Specifically, one of the things that he has, which is a huge asset, is that he has a Honduran father and a Guatemalan mother, which means cousins on both sides of the border.
It means he's allowed to stand on both sides of the border at the same time.
Got guys on every corner, yeah.
Yeah. You're not allowed to arrest him for doing like, I'm in Honduras, I'm in Guatemala, I'm in Honduras, I'm in Guatemala. But he starts life as a day laborer and a farmhand, but quickly moves up to, and I'm doing gigantic quotes around this, buying and selling cattle.
Okay.
Okay, sure. And we're not asking too many questions about the movements of those cattle through what might be quite kind of a porous border.
Yeah, no. Was anything strapped to them? Are there even the cattle? Are we bothering with the pretense at all?
Why does this cow smell so good? Like, is that Yves Saint Laurent?
If you tape enough packages of cocaine together in the shape of a cow from far away, it will just kind of look like a cow. And then you put it on a wooden pallet with some wheels and, do that 4 times.
Yeah, 500 head of cocaine.
So, this is actually from La Prensa when he was still riding high and ensashed early in his mayoralty. He boasted, "I only finished the 5th grade, but thanks to cattle ranching, banks will lend me up to 10 million lempiras."
I mean, sure. Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Which in US dollars is about 400,000. But that's still quite a bit for
that's
a border
like
town in Honduras.
You're a sort of like serious like business operator. You need to buy more cows. You need to buy cow milking equipment or whatever. Fine.
Yeah.
He
later told an interviewer, "Did you know bankers love cocaine?"
Oh, that's interesting to me because this guy, it seems like he traffics cocaine. And so that's convenient,
Okay, so I actually see, I think, where this is going. It makes a lot of sense.
Doing this sort of conversation with the banker about your loan where it's like, I actually traffic cocaine too. So I even brought some, because it's handy because I do cocaine.
Yeah,
that's right, yeah.
Go. It's going in.
I know, that's why I brought 2.
Going up to the banker and just doing like the bathroom talk stuff, like no Armani, no Punani. Come on, give me the loan.
This is the weirdest episode of Deal or No Deal.
Yeah. So cattle ranching became a front, obviously, as it did for a huge number of people in the province of Copan's cattle ranching industry.
It's the cow from Into the Woods. You can just push it over. It's not even real.
But in the late 90s, early 2000s, Ardon was talked about getting involved in. He was talked about in narco circles. This is from a later court transcript the obvious one. Lawyer, how old were you when you committed your first murder? Ardon, 18, maybe 19. Who did you kill? Alex said, a boy who killed my brother. His name was Pedro.
I mean, this guy, he's starting early, you know, like I appreciate that sort of highly motivated self-starter.
Yeah, he I think he understands. Like he understands exactly how big the industry is going to be and how crucial his part in it is.
Looking at a field full of cow-shaped cocaine bundles, being like, well, we need to kill this guy, but he's really well guarded. We need to. What if we could like hide an assassin like in something that he wouldn't suspect, that he would think is normal, and maybe would like bring into his own compound? You know,
we've all watched The Odyssey recently. I can tell.
God damn it.
So let's say.
Sorry, I'd sneak that one past you.
You always say, you should start a business and work before being mayor. And he brought up perhaps a decade of very successful narco trafficking to the post by the time he was elected in 2005.
If you don't account for the fact that, you know, the sort of narco trafficking thing is like illegal or whatever, it just is a successful business person, right? Like,
yeah. And you just have to imagine the shootings as normal firings.
Basically.
So he was in what can only be described as a municipal level cartel with his brother Hugo, who was called Cartel AA because they're both called Ardon. So Cartel AA was the big business in town.
And is Hugo referencing any like Carthaginians at all here? Like, or is it was his dad just getting weird with it for one kid only? It's like, this one came along when I was having my Carthaginian phase.
Yeah, I had a hyperfixation on Carthage and read all the Carthage books.
Well, see, I was going to do some live shows and I wanted them to have an interesting theme, so I got kind of Carthaginian with it.
This next one was because I got really into cologne trafficking, and Hugo Boss was very popular. Hugo, oddly, was made the head of the National Roads Agency by Pepe Lobo while Ardon was mayor. The basic shape of their operation was simply just being a transshipment point in the overland route for cocaine through Central America.
It turns out that roads are something you can use to ship cocaine.
Yeah,
right. Actually, hold on. Can you go a little slower? I'm writing this down.
So cocaine, bankers, cologne, and you need roads, but you can shape it into cows.
Okay.
The cocaine typically is like grown and processed in South America, and then you take cocaine by like snorting it often. But a lot of people's nostrils aren't long enough to reach from North America to South America, so somebody has to bring the cocaine.
Yeah. A lot of noses are long enough, but the nostrils are actually quite short. So
yeah.
Makes a lot of sense.
That's like that song, isn't it ironic? When your nose is hundreds of miles long and your nostrils are really short and you want some cocaine.
It's like 10,000 lines when all you need is a bump.
So the money he accumulates through cattle ranching, quote unquote, makes him the El Jefe of this locality. He was the richest, most powerful of the drug dukes, if not the drug kings, although I think technically he would be a drug margrave because he was on a borderland.
Interesting.
In 2005, he was the local strongman, and he was the member of the National Party of Juan Orlando Hernandez and Pepe Lobo, the sort of right-wing reactionary party that turned out to just be the way that the Sinaloa cartel captured Honduras in its highest levels.
Right-wing drug cartel, you're telling me?
It's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's weird, like there's this whole there was this book written, I think it was Oswaldo Zavella, called Drug Cartels Do Not Exist.
I've read it,
which I know you're not a fan of. But
no.
What it argues is that what looks like these things that are sort of independent organizations that work against the state are actually like kind of half part of them, works with lots of different agencies and so on. In Honduras, that is quite literally true. The cartel and the state are coterminous.
I'm not arguing the thesis of the drug cartels do not exist so much as that I think it's a sort of like piece of terminological sophistry. It's sort of like looking at the field full of cocaine cows and going, well, this isn't you wouldn't call this a cow, right? Yeah. It's just a bunch of individual bundles of cocaine shaped like one.
So it's not even like, oh, there was no drug cartel. It's more like the drug cartel in Honduras took over the country.
Yes.
And this guy Ardon, was actually kind of key to their operation and how they did that.
Yeah. The what something does is what you call a system.
That's right.
It turns out, yeah. That's the most elegant possible formulation of that, I think.
I actually just came up with it.
So,
I arrived at it independently.
This is part of his testimony about how he said he won the mayoralty of El Paraiso first. Shonday acknowledged he won the 2005 elections by bribing people to vote for him, saying, quote, "Yes, I won with fraud. I bribed people to vote for me and also the people who work at the table, those who score the votes." He also confessed that the money came from the sale of drugs. They would fill out the empty ballots in my name for me to win. I used the money from the drugs for bribes.
That's very convenient to sort of have the bribes on both ends, you know?
Yeah.
One thing I will say about drug cartels, right, whether they exist or not, they're not afraid of capex, you know? Like, they're willing to spend money to make money.
Just start building data centers. That's so much more profitable now. But there's this other wrinkle. So this is, again, more testimony in the Southern District, where he was not just responsible for buying his own mayoralty, because once he was mayor, he was able to basically fortify the town, like create a gate with like armed guards who couldn't come in or out.
Yeah, we all played Ghost Recon Wildlands. Yeah, sure.
And he was also used that power that he was able to consolidate through his like middleman logistical cartel to finance the last three campaigns of the National Party of Honduras. So he was spending millions in drug proceeds to support initially Porfirio Lobo and then Hernandez.
So this one mayor was also kind of like the bank of the sort of regime.
It was him and El Chapo were both like keeping, because El Chapo was doing lots of different stuff.
Yeah.
But the difference is Ardon, as a mayor, was tied to his town and was desperately needed, because when he was first mayor in 2005, before the coup that brings Porfirio Lobo to power, he is someone who has to like fortify his town, defend it, and like when interviewed before this happens, the security services are like, yeah, Copan is like a black spot on the map. We have no authority there. Like we are against him, but we can't deal with him because we have weak state institutions. After the coup, suddenly those weak state institutions are all pointed towards helping him. Essentially, right? And so what's it like having a narco as a mayor? If you want to go to El Paraiso, well, Ardon is mayor, you can. And they encourage you not to. At the entrance of the municipality, there's a guardhouse with armed civilians, not cops, and a sign that says to enter El Paraiso, you must lower the windows of your vehicle and state your business, and you may just be turned away.
You must pass these 3 riddles. Yep. Yeah, sure.
One sort of local 17-year-old with an AK only tells the truth, and one local 17-year-old with an AK only lies. He also has usually 20 bodyguards with him at any given time, who, when asked about it, he says, "I love these guys, and I don't want to... I don't want anything bad to happen to them."
Hey, tell you what, Frank Melson, jealous of this guy immediately. This guy had a boy army. Like...
Why does this keep happening? Why does it keep encountering boy armies?
Accrues boys. It just happens. It's
like if the mayor is like the king of town, right? And it's hard, like what does a town often have a lot of? That's right, boys. So it makes a lot of sense that if you're raising an army and all you have is town, you're going to end up with a lot of boys.
Not to be like we've all just seen the Odyssey, but this is a real like Bronze Age mode of accumulation, right? Like this is absolutely like the idea of like autocracy in Mycenaean Greece is I'm the guy who is at this strategically important town. I built a wall around it, and now all of the local boys are following me around. Like, you throw in a couple of ships and this guy's in the fucking Odyssey.
Yeah. I guess it's true that historically the army was kind of just the boy army.
Yeah. That's most of the armies there's been. Why do you think it's called the infantry?
Yeah, if anything, the number of middle-aged guys in the army is... Yeah, that's literally true. Yeah. Yes. That's the boys.
I love being the stupidest person on this podcast. It's really... like every week of my life is like a beautiful, I'm like in a beautiful sort of like the learning zone, just flying around, absorbing information.
You just don't have the map games autism where you learn about like early, like you've never had to learn about like the Marian reforms, right? And so
my obsession is prehistory. So it's sort of like, I know a lot about like cave painting.
Stone axes and stuff like that.
The army is mostly the history of like disciplining the boys, right?
Yeah, you want to talk about the atlatl? I'm ready. I'm ready to go.
Shit, I do love an atlatl.
So, La Prensa went to the town, they cleared the gates and everything, go interview him in 2008. And this is where the quote about being the king of the town comes from. Like so many of my mayors, I'm afraid this has Google Translate all over it. I'm very sorry, but this is, so the guy from La Prensa walks in, says, Deputy Mayor Adonis Morales attended to the journalists of La Prensa. Before he arrived and entered the office... All of these
guys, right, not only are they doing classical world shit, they also have all of the same names, right?
Yeah.
At this point, I'm like, I'm doing like Mormon archaeology here. I'm like ancient Greece in Guatemala and Honduras? Question mark.
We don't know how far off course Odysseus's like remaining ships got blown, right?
Oh yeah, sure. Aeneas founded Rome in Guatemala, obviously.
The real lineage of Aphrodite lives on. It's just in like Brazil.
I'm gonna start believing this.
Yeah, when they say like, oh, like they don't know exactly where the Laestrygonians or whatever were, and they were like giants. It's like they were actually just people in the past and encountering modern Hondurans. So like people in the past were like 3 feet tall.
How about this? Check it out. I think we have a new precept actually, which is South America is the true inheritor of the classical world.
Yes.
Okay. That actually, honestly,
easily agreed.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm adding, that's a precept?
Yeah, that's one of the precepts.
Okay, that's number 13. Or number 14. Number 13 is Bigfoot is real. Extremely dense. Sorry. So, Latin America. Sorry, say that again.
Latin America is the true inheritor of the classical world.
Inheritor of the classical world. Great. It's in there. Number 14.
Great. There it is, locked in. So
it's on the back of the shirt that says, now to do the format of the show.
So before he arrived to enter the office, heavily armed individuals were observed from the front gates. Morales gave the interview in the mayor's office. After several minutes of dialogue, Ardon arrived. He wore jeans, a striped shirt, a cap, and had a beard of several days. After rigorous greetings, he said,
"Sorry, I'm only hearing this in the cadence of like an Emily Wilson translation now. Like it's genuinely uncanny what it's done.
I will say, this guy is the man of twists and turns. I gotta say, I gotta say,
Polytropos. Yes, absolutely.
So, tell me what you are up to. Upon informing him I wanted to interview him, he replied, okay, let's talk because I want to clean up the image of El Paraiso and myself, but no photos. That's the condition.
Yeah, my name is No Mayor. And meanwhile, this Prancer journalist is like, no mayor is harming me.
No mayor is lying to me.
So I'm going to send you a picture of the place where this interview took place. You can just go into the WhatsApp chat, please.
Beautiful. Okay, so I know a lot of the time I say I'm going to put a photo in the Patreon notes, and then I never do. But this time, I'm going to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That is a nice city hall with a lot of trucks outside.
Hall.
Yeah.
Yep. So this is the Municipal Palace of El Paraiso for a town with a population of 27,000.
My God, that palace is municipal.
It has a helicopter. It has a heliport.
Yeah. Is it illegal to get a little bit Lego with it?
Yeah. And so I've cut the interview down a lot because it's very long, but there's a lot of it I just couldn't.
You can't see the back of the municipal palace is because it's all like, it doesn't have walls so that you can put the mayor and his like boy figures in the rooms.
Yeah, my favorite part of this set is the mayor gets in his chair and you pull it and he slips down and lands in the jail.
Yeah, fantastic.
So they ask him about his wealth and he just cites milk production, like milk production statistics.
It's all about cows. This guy loves cows.
Crazy.
Yeah, he does. He really does.
Milk production statistics, you know, like.
It said you were involved with illicit businesses such as drug trafficking. What's the truth? I have worked with Banco de Occidente for 14 years now with loans. Now I have one for 10 million. I like new cars, which is why people talk. But I take 500,000 lempiras a month from just milk. I have my commitments. I pay about 150,000 in lempiras in interest alone. But I fatten 400 bullocks.
Again, this is a classical culture.
Nope, this is classical culture.
Look at all of these cows that depend on me.
But look at my shambling longhorn cattle.
Yeah.
The interviewer trying to keep up with like a clay tablet and a single reed, trying to poke as fast as possible.
Well, this is also not just a sort of like Greek classical culture. This is arguably also a kind of a Celtic classical culture, right? Like if we think about how this guy came up, arguably maybe doing cattle raids, like
one source does refer to him as a cattle rustler. I just couldn't find it corroborated anywhere else.
There's Irish kings who were this guy, like for a long time.
Yeah, when they imprisoned this guy, they actually had to cut off his nipple because it's how you used to supplicate yourself in front of him. Is to kiss it.
Hey, what's up? My name is Amilcar. I'm the inheritor of the classical world, and I'm basically a Celtic cattle raider. Would you like to come with me? No photos. I'm rich because of milk.
Rich off milk. Sure.
Okay, rich off milk is perfect. So he goes on. People talk because they don't like you. We live in a country where those who are rising are harmed. The United States sees the war in Mexico as a product of drug trafficking.
Yeah, tall poppy syndrome is like really, well, it's tall coca plant syndrome is difficult, you know?
Where those who don't respect Xenia are harmed. The United States sees the war in Mexico as a product of drug trafficking. The drug traffickers put the product in the States. In the United States, there are no traffickers. They don't catch anyone. So they are the other poor guys with another ideology, with a greater mindset than the Mexicans.
Yeah, I sat down with the mayor and he told me, I'm rich off milk. Here's all of the lyrics to Immortal Technique's Peruvian Cocaine. And he did the voices as well. It was like kind of troubling, actually.
He did the hand movement. Mexicans and Hondurans are at a lower level. Many things are said about me that I have a lot of bodyguards. I only go around with 5, but I go around with armored cars because insecurity in this country is on another level. The minister, the police, they're not going to come take care of me, so we have to take care of ourselves. Then the interviewer says, why do you think the police carried out the operation with several Cobras, which is like a police rapid response force in El Paraiso? The other mayors said that the machos of El Paraiso had them scared, but there are no machos here. What there is that people are respected. Just because Mr. So-and-so has money doesn't mean he's going to be respected because we're all equal. So I asked Adonis to tell the minister that we're very grateful for the security he'd sent us.
It's like, how come the national police are doing like SWAT kind of door kicking raids? And he's like, I don't know, we're all nice here and rich off milk.
Yeah, we're all nice. We're rich off milk, and they weren't even doing door kicking raids. They were here to help with security.
My local security force, who by the way are all wearing Masonian panoplies, completely head to toe. They're in the barrel armor. It's normal. They're just nice guys that I have around me.
You're running for re-election. Do you feel like a winner? He says, what motivates me about the re-election is finishing the municipal palace, which is, again, very Mycenaean, I think.
Yes. I mean, this is the thing. Ultimately, like, you know, it was once thought that the sea peoples were going to be the ones to destabilize the sort of rule of the, you know, sort of like palace cultures. It's now thought to be a combination of like earthquakes and climate change, plus, you know, developing trade relationships with Egypt and elsewhere.
So 2 years ago, we budgeted that it'd be worth $7 million, but now it's increased to $12 million. So if I leave the building as it is, then it will just stop. The building will have digital cameras in all corners, a helipad. It will be a spectacle. In 30 years, they will say, Ardon is the one who built this building and did it with futuristic ideas.
They will sing a song of me.
And at no point did the journalist from El Prensa go, okay, but this seems like the city hall that a drug trafficker would build.
Yeah.
Like, very much so.
What does the city hall look like the house Scarface would build if you hit him in the head very hard?
How come you're trying to build a city hall that's greater than Mount Olympus? Do you think that might go wrong for you at some point?
Why does it have like a series of like Jack's Dodge Rams parked out front? Why was the first architectural feature you mentioned the resolution of the security cameras?
Why can't I take any photos? So, also, why a design similar to El Capitolo, the Capitol building in Honduras? Because the economy of our town is something that must be respected, and it's something that people are amazed to see. We hope it will be finished in a year and a half. I only ask God to take care of me because I want to do something for my town and for people to remember me, not for the bad things, but for good ones.
What bad things?
More general questions. How did you become mayor? I became mayor by accident. My vice is cows and pastures. That's what entertains me.
This is the sole vice I allow myself, is getting rich off milk.
The most beautiful thing in life is doing what you love. You're a journalist because you like it, right?
Oh, he's bonding. He's establishing rapport.
Turns it around. The journalist, it translates a bit iffy on this one. He says a scandal, which as far as I can tell, is of coming into government and refusing to pay off Liberal Party aldermen.
Right.
The deputy from the Liberal Party, who I've been friends with since school, he came. He entered the municipality and he cornered me. And he asked me why I wasn't paying the alderman. And I told him, look, Julito, I respect you very much. We should change the subject because when you're going to make me angry, I will become a different person. But he didn't. I went out, opened the door, and told him, get out right now, you son of a bitch, before I beat you. You're no nobody to give me orders here, so get lost now. See, if he'd entered with humility, I would have reacted differently. I asked God for wisdom and intelligence. Like I said, I'm here by accident. I'm not here because I like politics, because politics is a lie. Politics is a sickness. Adonis is my right hand, the one who represents me in every meeting, and he respects me to my last penny. That's why he's running for vice mayor again along with me.
This is kind of answering one of the questions that I had, which is, after a long day of looking after his cocaine cows, did this guy ever maybe like sample some of the merchandise?
I was going to say this guy, the alderman he didn't pay off, his name is Julito, you said?
The deputy, like the lead of the Liberal Party alderman.
I think if you're going to approach this guy and you want respect, you can't be named something like Julito. You got to be calling yourself Theseus or I don't know, Demophon, Menelaus. Something cool.
Oh yeah. You know what? The best thing you can do to yourself: give yourself an epithet. Like something like strong-armed Julito, if nothing else.
Sure.
Resolutely needing a bribe, Julito.
Steadfast in my bribefulness.
Julito, steadfast in his bribefulness, came and said, "Oh, energetic Amilcar,
render unto me a bribe."
And Amilcar noted that steadfastly bribable Julito had not given proper sacrifice and had not obeyed the rites.
Yeah, he said, first go to the temple that I have built, and look deeply into the camera and notice its resolution.
Make municipal sacrifices. Yes.
So, how do you work for your town? They asked. We've given El Paraiso a turn of several degrees. I think about the future. A young man walks by, and I think about what that boy could do with money. I analyze how people would be with money. There are a lot of young people who I've helped because you can see that they want to better themselves, just as there are others who don't want to do anything. My ideology is education and roads. I want all schools to have computers, and next year I will buy 40. Although if they donate them to me, then I want at least 3 computers in every educational center, no matter where. The kids should not think about working with a machete, but about studying. If they can handle a computer, they can work in the city.
This is sort of like taking on the tone of negotiating with the police at the end of Dog Day afternoon. Like,
hey, stop asking so many questions. Let me get these kids some computers, okay? And he says, this is one of my favorite lines in this. People must be given an education, but I didn't study because I don't like studying. I didn't study because it is more honorable to wield a spear in defense of my city.
I can hear the sounds of this guy's teeth grinding while he talks. It's this is the most like I'm trying to get away from you at a party, motherfucker of all time. I've been cornered by this man, and he's talking about how he buys computers for kids.
Well, how did you obtain that capital? He says, I stayed away from vices, from drinking, and I always wanted to be someone important in my town. What we're doing is helping. Someone comes to me asking for a coffin because a relative died. They tell me he is a liberal. I don't mind. What matters to me is feeling good with people.
Sorry, his first example of helping people is getting them a coffin?
Yeah.
Okay.
I will bury anyone, liberal or not.
Of course, there's always a jerk who wants to mess me around, so I just tell him to go to hell because he's causing trouble. I thank God for what I am. I consider myself humble, but I am, of course, king of the town. People admire me a lot for the good, not the bad. You have to win people over, but not by force. It's important to be humble and sincere. This is
a slightly looser and more poetic translation of everything Agamemnon ever says to anyone.
So why does El Paraiso have a bad reputation?
I can't imagine why.
I'm not going to sanctify this municipality. It's a border, and that border is going to make a lot of people rich. There are 50 families who go to Guatemala to sell saddles, shoes, and other merchandise. Those people have a different standard of living. If we are far from the border, our standard of living will be different. Cattle smuggling has existed for years. All of us cattle ranchers became rich. We're not going to sanctify ourselves. And there's a reason why El Paraiso was criticized for that aspect. But the other part is political.
The sort of snitching aspect just comes to the fore here as he starts confessing to smaller crimes, you know?
He's like, I'm not ready for the big show snitching yet. But the other part is development. The children of El Paraiso are hardworking and honest. Everyone works. And so they're jealous. They only see the negative of El Paraiso, but the time will come when they honor our municipality.
Now that is a good motto. The time will come when they honor our municipality.
Yeah.
Why do they criticize you so much? I attract the cloud of criticism because I'm a young man who became mayor at 28, and that bothers people. Furthermore, I have hit hard in the economy of all the mayors, and I manage an economic level that few people my age manage. Do people love you in El Paraiso? Yes, check this out. Recently, 9 men arrived. They said they wanted to talk to me. They showed great humility. I told them, tell me what you want, but don't play games with me. I will support you.
Recently, a delegation from Athens arrived, and they showed me sort of like proper respect.
Sorry, this is such... He's got a parable ready to go?
Yeah.
9 men approached the village, and they said to me, we approach with humility, sir. we have heard of your greatness on the other side of these hills.
Going to talk to this mayor, and he's like, and you're like, so why didn't you pay the liberal alderman? He was like, so I struck him a mighty blow and dealt a great darkness upon him.
So I knew they were liberals, but it broke my soul to see them suffering, and I decided to help them. I told them I was going to give them that shit. Those who want to support me and those who don't. I like to be good. People are forgotten and that breaks my soul. Now, whoever comes in being pedantic, I will destroy them.
I will steal your gods and I will cast them into the river.
I love this guy. I love this guy immediately. Whoever's being pedantic, I will destroy them.
Yep.
Yeah, put that on a tattoo on my forehead.
Do not fucking at me.
Yeah, that's the official reply for the show Twitter account. Auto replies a picture of this guy just saying whoever's being pedantic, I will destroy them.
I will destroy them.
It's like the Oracle warned him, if you get into the replies, you will destroy a great pedant.
Oh, the thing is, there are locals who support this or claim to in the paper. This passage is quoted in an article in El Herald after his indictment by the U.S. People love Shande. If it was someone else who was in that problem, which is accused by the United States, they wouldn't get involved. He's behaved very well, and that's why the people are distressed. He's been a father to the whole municipality. Now for children, there's no talk, no the tools, the uniforms, the backpacks, scholarships, toys. They don't have anything, said an old woman. Look, one day a boy approached me, and told me he sends him this quintal of corn because right now the situation is tremendously difficult. Don Alexander sent me an almost full cargo sack. He's unique. Like him, there's never will be another.
Yeah, without him, the kids won't even be able to get coffins to get buried in.
Yeah. We have confidence that the Lord God will return him. So, any case, no prizes for guessing.
This is how
but
people in like Sheepshead Bay talk about John Gotti.
Yeah,
You know,
100%.
like, yeah.
Hey, when he was here,
Yeah.
the
All
criminals
the
had
kids had
respect.
so many quintals of corn, I tell you.
So, no prizes for guessing, but what happened in Honduras in 2009? See, like I mentioned earlier, in 2008, Ardon had a genuinely adversarial relationship with parts of the state. But then, Manuel Zelaya gets a little bit too left-wing for the United States' liking. Also, some other stuff happens. It's actually more complicated than that. But this isn't no gods, no Honduran presidents.
No.
And this guy, Roberto Micheletti, is swept into power in a coup. And then there's a quote-unquote election that puts Pepe Lobo in power, who's the one who's actually in bed with the cartels. The cartels at this point are well and truly in charge, and El Paraiso goes from a black spot on the map that needs to be defended from the state security apparatus to a place being actively facilitated by it. This is when his brother becomes like roads commissioner, right? It's like the Honduran state's greatest cash cow.
And roads, which by the way, we've established you need for drug.
They're super important.
Yeah.
So he's reelected in 2010, and he is heavily involved with the highest levels of power at this point. Weirdly, if you remember, when we talked about Salvo Lima, he was again this like rural mayor who was part of the criminal president's entire power base. Like he was the hinge point of it. It's the same thing, just with a different kind of criminal organization. And so, what he also did, by the way, is he testified. He had an explicit quid pro quo with Juan Orlando Hernandez, the president. If I win, Hernandez said, you'll never get extradited. You won't have to worry. You can live in your pink copy of the Capitol building. And in fact, what Ardon did here is he created a cartel of other local mayors. So, as he stated in the trial, it said, he himself, Ardon Soriano, gave money from drug trafficking to the other mayors in the Department of Copan to buy votes to help Hernandez's presidential campaign. He had also confessed that he and Hernandez agreed to hide a plan from his brother Tony to imprison the leaders of a competing cartel known as the Vale Vale because they planned to kill one of the mayors in the mayor cartel and that they were worried Tony Hernandez could alert them.
All you have is a sash. Everything looks like a mayor.
Yeah, it is genuinely. So, guess that's what I mean. Like, he's in Sashed. He's one of us. He's in the club.
Yeah.
You can't fuck with him, but he can fuck with you.
It's a good idea. Like, this mayoralty is a good, useful position to occupy for anyone in organized crime. I think we can establish that. That's one of the reasons why mayors are interesting.
So, Ardon described how he explained to Tony Hernandez in like 2011, for example, a problem he was having with a drug rival named Franklin Arita. Tony told Ardon he would have Arita killed and would ask El Tigre Bonilla, the then chief of police of Copan, to kill him. Bonilla was then promoted to national chief of police.
Yeah, I mean, the sort of death order there is like, strike him a mighty blow with your bronze axe. But,
he also he has an epithet, El Tigre. Bonilla of tiger-like strength.
I love that band.
Yeah, I was going to say. What's his take on Cassavetes?
He had this reputation as kind of a Robin Hood that he cultivated. The town gets a few nice things, new public buildings, paved streets. Ardon talks about getting a computer per school.
Yeah, quintals of corn all over the place.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And, they liked that he pissed off the USA. They liked that he brought some money home. But in actual fact, he made people way, 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 way poorer because this was a super agrarian area. People needed to farm the land.
They're milk rich, though.
This guy is robbing them, but he's actually like popular.
All my cash is liquid, which is to say that it's in milk. It is not liquid.
So he needs land to smuggle, even though his brother is in charge of all the roads in the country. So this is actually English language reporting in Reuters. With associates, including a brother and other family members, he would purchase large tracts of farmland, ostensibly to graze cattle, but in practice to use for hassle-free transit of cocaine. When a financial incentive wasn't enough to convince reluctant landowners, they used force. Ardon told prosecutors he acquired dozens of houses, ranches, ones with airstrips, and controlled a huge swath of the border with Guatemala. As Ardon acquired territory, the plantations that once blanketed the countryside disappeared. Land under coffee cultivation around El Paraiso was slashed in half, according to data from the Honduran Coffee Institute.
Oh, I'm sorry. Suddenly we don't like degrowth now.
Yeah. Oh, what do you think it was? Essays, vibes? Some landowners held out, but threats by Ardon and his allies convinced most. Salomon Orellana, a university professor and economist in Santa Rosa de Copan, the state capital, described a common reply when a landowner declined to sell. Quote, "No problem, because tomorrow I'll be negotiating with your widow."
I mean, I gotta say, as a negotiating tactic, that would work with me. I would be like, actually, I would like to take the first deal that you offered.
Yeah, I've actually already bought you a coffin as a nicety.
So he gets to do. So he's the king of the town. He runs it like his personal fight, or I guess his Megaron fortress, his palace economy in Crete. He kicks up the millions of dollars into the National Party coffers to run fake elections.
Did you just say he kicks up the millions of dollars? Because if so, that's an inspired Freudian slip.
I think it might have been. You got to talk about it.
Yeah, the National Party is painting leaping cows on everything. It's very confusing.
The National Party stays in office. He stays protected to keep making money. The cycle just goes on and on and on.
You achieve the kind of steady state of organized crime, otherwise known as Italian municipality.
So Ardon asked the government for three things. One, protect him from being investigated. Two, put his brother in charge of the highways. And number three, pave the roads in and around El Paraiso to facilitate drug trafficking and also make things easier for the people who live there.
It's just sort of like you're in the truck full of cocaine and you hit a pothole for the nth time in your life and you feel a vertebra slip out of alignment and you're like, fuck this. What's the point of being the government if you can't pave the roads?
Yeah. At least we don't need to do even sort of fig leaves for this one. We can just pave the roads directly. We can just say drug road.
This is the thing, everyone wants their work to get more comfortable as they get older. I don't see that as a bad thing in the slightest,
So Pepe Lobo, and on the other hand, would ask Ardon to rally up all the mayors in Copan to make sure that they win all the local elections, that everybody kicks money up.
Okay, levy your mayors for me, vassal.
Yeah, he was the Margrave and he was levying the counts. And then Ardon also was, again, involved in lots of conspiracies to kill people who were critical of the Hernandez regime and all sorts.
Yeah, anyone who maybe has a beef with the sort of industrial scale robbery of the state,
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah. So the arrangement continued merrily until about 2013, shortly after completion of his dream house, when Hernandez asked Ardon for two things. Number one, finance the campaign again across the whole state of Copan. Number two, step down as mayor because you're getting too much heat for your obviously bizarre behavior.
You can't ask a man to give up on his dreams.
Well, Ardon agrees, and Adonis becomes mayor. But again, I'm going to quote from the El Herald. "Look, the mayor who's been here lately has invested. Since he's been a man of money, he has no need to eat a peso from the people. He doesn't need from that. He'd rather let go of his bags," in an interviewee. "Are you talking about Don Adonis?" he was asked. And the mayor was, "No, Don Alex. He does projects exaggeratedly, but as I can tell you, we live in a miserable country." And when answering about Don Adonis's work, he said, "Well, as they are the right hand of the real chief Alexander, a mayor like Don Alex will never have the history of this town. Never of the never, a man of respect, a man of the people, a man, well, as mayor, he did the best that he could." So it's Don Adonis is, he's the mayor, but Don Alex is still the guy.
Yeah, he's the boss, he's still the king.
And this is around when he realizes a couple years later that the tides globally are turning against allowing Honduras to continue operating in this way as like a cartel and a government that are coterminous with one another. And this is where we come back to the beginning.
The guy does seem gifted with a kind of like unusual level of like foresight.
Well, we're going to get to the thing at the end he didn't foresee.
Mm.
Because Ardon realizes things are going to change for the worse quickly. So he gets out ahead of it and he surrenders in exchange for protection when Tony Hernandez goes down, which he knows he will. He faces drug smuggling charges in the U.S. and massive money laundering charges at home. In fact, some of the raids do turn up odd things. For example, his ranches that existed purely to facilitate drug smuggling and not raise animals did have some animals living on them, specifically hundreds of imported rare breed buffalo.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
I mean, big into the mozzarella, I guess, or
some Honduran mozzarella.
He was doing some like sort of Ted Turner sort of buffalo steak thing, maybe.
Yeah, making mozzarella out of American buffalo is really tremendous to think about. Yeah.
So, as well as the usual narco things, he also had huge numbers of like ludicrous luxuries: Ferraris, armored G-wagons, mansions all ransacked and left in a hurry.
Yeah, you see, I've been holding off on the Escobar thing because it's kind of a lazy comparison, not least because Pablo Escobar was, Colombian and like many decades earlier. But in this case, when you're going to the like, and he had ranches full of exotic animals, then I think it's a fair comparison.
There's kind of only one way to be the drug kingpin with your big ranch, right? There's not a lot of people innovating in the space. They're all just kind of doing Escobar.
I think that's the kind of funny plane that wins arguments, right? Because those are the drug kingpins that you hear about, Whereas like lasagna, real G's move in silence, right? And so if you're the kind of drug trafficker who doesn't get caught, it's probably because you don't have an exotic pet habit.
Hold on, I'm going to write this down. Roads are important. Cocaine profitable, but you have to get it to the noses. And exotic zoo is a no.
Exotic zoo brings a lot of heat, which sometimes is good if you want to taunt the police.
Yeah.
But or Uncle Sam, but otherwise maybe more trouble than it's worth. Think about this like a sort of like a wealth advisor, right? Like, is the amount of happiness that the hippopotamus is bringing you worth the kind of amount of work that you're going to have to do running across like rooftops in Merida when the like Bloc de Busquera finally tracks you down and shoots you, allegedly.
When you were finally Busquera. Here's the thing: is for the glory of the mighty river horse, I think I would give up a lot. Number one.
Also, it's Medellin, not
all these pieces. Yeah, it's all right. It's all good. All these pieces of advice, by the way, are copyrighted by us, and please look forward to the No Gods, No Mayors Book of Business Success out next year from Workman Books. Printer link's going up soon.
Everything that they don't teach you in Harvard Business School about drug trafficking by us, full name.
Like the Knights Templar, Sinaloa, like Jalisco New Generation, like they're all doing our method and they're not paying us. We should send them a cease and desist.
That's fucked up. That is fucked up.
Let's start beefing with every cartel we can.
If you're in CJNG, you're on fucking notice.
Yeah. Honestly, Knights Templar.
You owe us.
Yeah. Knights Templar, you better pay up. So, I see you've got a lot of money for solid gold guns, but you don't have a lot of money to pay the inventors of your business model.
Really switching up on your day ones, Las Zetas.
Yeah, and you can afford the gold guns, but you can't pay $5 a month for the No Gods No Mayors Patreon, where you get double the mayors for just $5 a month at nogodsnomayors.com. Zetas?
Our one listener who is like in one of the cartels is like, aw.
Oh, there's way more than one, right? Like I've had to reckon with this, right? The amount of interactions that I've had with people that are sort of just like serendipitous, where they go, oh yeah, I work at this, right? When we started doing Kill James Bond, I was like, I wonder if any real spies listen to us. Now I know for a fact that like multiple of them do. Yeah. We've had mayors record bumpers for us, right?
Really
like, so if you are presently in a drug cartel, thank you for your support. Probably like it's not legal for you to do that.
Thank you for your blood money.
Hey. Although legally we can't accept the blood money because that would be like trading with a sanctioned entity,
How about this? If you're in a drug cartel, on behalf of No Gods, No Mayors, I want to say, just kidding.
Yeah, we didn't mean any of the things that we said.
I'd like to invoke the sacred drug cartel rule of just kidding.
We're more of a kind of like a comic jester figure, you know?
Yeah,
like,
for listeners, Riley's putting both of his hands up in the just kidding gesture, the internationally recognized just kidding gesture, which means, of course, just kidding.
As we know, every drug cartel respects the bit and has never killed anyone for making fun of them. So we just ask you to like honor that and respect that and keep granting us jester's privilege.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll send you a galley of the book. You don't have to pay for it because we were kidding that much.
No, that's fine. You can keep using our business success secrets.
In fact, do you want to blurb it?
Ooh,
a blurb.
Yeah, do you want to tie up like a collab? You know, like Los Zetas X No Gods No Mares? Get one of those really sick Jalisco Cartel bulletproof vests with the like CJNG on the back, but it's got like NGNM as well in like a smaller patch.
And then underneath that, it says, just kidding.
Yeah, it was weird. I saw a really grainy live leak video of a guy wearing one of those vests blowing up a car full of federales. I don't think that's going to have good repercussions for us.
That is the funniest merch idea because it's the most illegal one we've ever come up with. We might as well be like ISIS presents No Gods No Mayors live in Basra.
I think the thing is, right, you know, I said earlier that this show exists in order for us to come up with outfits for the live shows. That isn't true. The show exists in order to maximize the amount of time we spend in security at the airport.
So, anyway, speaking of security in the airport, so Hernandez, both brothers get banged up. Ardon testifies everything. He testifies, here are all the times that I was involved in the exchange of plastic grocery bags of money between the president, El Chapo Guzman, and other people. Here's every way I supported this particular like corrupt administration.
How did this guy's hyoid bone not just like explode instantly?
Just hold on to that one.
Okay.
Yeah, both Hernandez brothers get imprisoned.
Just like the only way you don't get killed in the course of like doing all of this snitching is speaking at 2 times speed, like a YouTube video or a voice note.
He even testifies against El Chapo. Like he is the star witness against all of these people. Yeah, he's the star witness.
Exactly like Sean Penn.
And Ardon, but he does time served in the U.S. He's deported as soon as he leaves prison, and he's sent back to Honduras on a regular deportation flight to a country still, thankfully for his safety, still governed by Xiomara Castro, a left-winger whose husband was deposed by Pepe Lobo in 2008.
I was going to say, because otherwise that's more of a sort of a Con Air situation, you know?
So he's going to jail, obviously.
Yeah.
In Honduras. So the Honduran special prosecutor against organized crime immediately hits him with new domestic charges of money laundering, lavado de activos, for failing to justify the legal origins of like his tens of millions of lempiras.
Yeah, it turns out, and this is one of the most fucked up things ever, the government's allowed to ask you where you got your money from, and they don't have to take rich off milk as an answer.
So
he's writing milk in the column.
Your Honor, leche. The defense rests.
Cracking your knuckles and putting your hands behind your head. Kicking your cowboy boots up on the table.
You were okay, but that explains maybe the first million. What about the extra millions? Oh, easy. Tres leches.
And no drinking. So he's in jail, right? He's in jail in Honduras. And in recent months, so he's in jail in Honduras, I don't know, in earlier this year. And also the National Party wins again earlier this year.
I've thought that I've lived through consequential elections. You know, I thought I saw Trump get elected the first time. I saw Trump get elected the second time. And both times I was thinking, this seems pretty bad.
You mean when he won all 3 times?
Yeah, exactly. But like, I've never been in Honduran prison watching on Honduran prison TV as the guys who were my co-conspirators that I ratted out get to like go into the presidential palace, which I copied in my hometown, Just thinking to myself, okay, so do I like do it to myself now, or do I just wait? You know?
Yeah. Like I've watched a lot of watching nationally the "We Will Kill Maddie and Her Friends" party get elected to office, but I've never seen the "We Will Kill Maddie" specifically party in the office.
Well, it's also like "We Will Kill Matty" specifically because of itemized list of things that she has done, you know,
including something that just says leche.
It's like, we will kill Maddie specifically for a list of itemized things that she's done that people often do get killed for in this line of work, like all the time.
Yeah, Alcibiades returns to Athens and you are feeling like Eupolis. Like, you're like, oh, this he's back in triumph. He's back in triumph from Sicily. Oh, God.
Oh, boy. How was Sicily? I heard they got cyclopses there or something.
Yeah, how was the expedition? Didn't betray you ever?
So, Kay, can I just go back to the palace for 6 hours and shatter some tablets?
Yeah.
Don't come.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be super busy.
I'm just gonna. Also, do you have like a hemlock guy? Because I kind of need like a hemlock guy. It has to be today. Unfortunately,
I know we're not used to things needing to be today because it's the ancient world. And when I said 6 hours, it's like that's like not much time at all for us because we don't have phones or whatever. Yeah, but I do need a hemlock guy ASAP. Like a term I've just invented. Yeah.
In fact, it's super important I get the hemlock before you go into the palace and look at anything that might be written down, like right now.
Yeah, really like precise order of operations that has to happen here. So like I'm going to have to go into the palace and then I'm going to have to smash a bunch of tablets and then you bring me the hemlock and then kind of whatever happens. I'm kind of like sanguine about that part.
The gods told me we have to do it in this order, so I wouldn't
like
mess it up.
Crazy inauspicious if any of this doesn't happen in this order and in this exact sequence of timings.
So
I know you're really into auspician.
So the president of
auspician.
The president of Honduras, though, is still not Juan Orlando Hernandez, who still faces loads of domestic charges. The president of Honduras is a construction magnate and former mayor of Tegucigalpa named Nasri Juan Tito Asfura Zabla.
Oh, it's like getting into a warm bath.
From a family of Palestinian Christians. And the funny thing is, his opponent, a man named Salvador Nasrallah, the former country CEO of Pepsi and a game show host, is also a Palestinian Christian.
Oh, you mean Pepsi Nasrallah?
Pepsi Nasrallah, Honduras' premier game show host?
Yeah, I was playing Deal or No Deal with Pepsi Nasrallah.
So, also Palestinian Christian, regrettably has not yet been a mayor. Give him time.
Not yet.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
Yet.
So, Hernandez announces that he would return to Honduras. He makes the announcement on June 28th, 2026, and that he'll be on quote-unquote trial along with Pepe Lobo for fraud and money laundering related to the 2013 political campaign. The one Ardon confessed everything about, stuffed all the socks full of money for, met with Guzman, El Chapo Guzman about. But Hernandez won't be returning in cuffs. He's negotiated a voluntary appearance. His flight is scheduled for July 31st, so a few days before this comes out. He maintains his innocence. He's confident he'll be cleared of all charges. And he's, quote, returning as just another citizen without any political ambition, despite leaked audio of him talking to other right-wing world leaders, confirming otherwise that, yes, he intends to be president
again.
Everyone
around this guy snitches.
It's true. And but even then, the judiciary in Honduras is quite weak and the presidency is quite strong. So even if he is going to have an actual trial, there's no way he's getting convicted. So like you've been alluding to, imagine that you are Amilcar Alexander Ardon Soriano. You're sitting in a Honduran jail and it's like you were the star witness in a case against Tony Soprano. And it's very clear to everyone involved and is hugely important in the media around the world that you are the reason that Tony Soprano went to jail. And you may be in jail, but at least he's also in jail in another country. And then somehow, due to Donald Trump being the most bribable person in the world, which Ardon did not anticipate, Tony Soprano has returned and become president of the country in which you are now imprisoned.
Oh my God.
I would feel, I have to say, guessing at this, I would feel real bad.
I would say perturbed.
I would have a tummy ache. Like, I would be stressed.
Oh my God. Yeah,
Have a
I
tummy
would.
ache in prison for sure.
It would be
Mm.
Ardon, Amilcar Alexander Ardon Soriano has a fucking funny tummy at the time of recording and when you're listening to it.
Are informants, like to the authorities, well regarded by drug cartels?
Let's see.
We can add this to the book,
because-
the next edition.
I've actually
Yeah.
there's actually an old saying. This is in American English, so I don't know if it works down there, but I believe the saying is snitches get riches.
Oh, yeah, of course, because obviously they respect that you like made a sort of principled stand, and they respect you more for the fact that it was like against them as well.
Mhm.
I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
It's like
So it's like, I'm not even mad at you. Get out of here, you scamp. You know. I'm
yeah,
proud
it's
of
like it's like
I love you.
What are you trying to get a job?
I need to know that I'm not going to be surrounded by suck ups and yes men, and you just passed the test, my friend.
That's right.
Well done. Yeah.
And then you get a hearty handshake. And
The first principle here at Las Zetas is honesty always, especially to the police.
We believe in radical honesty here at Las Zetas.
Okay. Come on. I'd love because Las Zetas is a big enough organization that they must have an office somewhere that must have a water cooler, that must have a mug, that must have a Las Zetas branded mug that says you don't have to be loco to work here, but it helps.
And attached to that mug is the hand of one of our listeners, I feel pretty confident in saying, who is just having like a kind of sensible chuckle to themselves, being like, they're talking about me, talking about my job.
I'm imagining sort of like the diner scene in Heat, and it's someone from Las Zetas and a narco, but the thing they have in common is just talking about our show.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know how to listen to anything else. Don't much want to either.
That's right.
Do you remember the one they did about Fume? That was an early strong example.
That was very funny. It was before the movie came out. Everyone was talking about this movie, but they did the episode first.
Look. That's all I have about this gigantic motherfucker.
All I can say is, when it happens, that's going to be a municipal broadside right there.
Oh,
in loving memory.
We'll keep our spy glasses trained on this gentleman.
We've got a Google alert set for this guy and the word hyoid.
Like I mean the thing is, Hernandez is unlikely to become president again probably until 2028. So we can just we can call it. We can be like Amilcar Alexander Ardon Soriano, 1975 to 2028.
If you know when the inauguration's going to be, you can probably put a time on it to the minute. Depending on how many kind of innovations they want to add in the sort of phrase while attempting to escape.
This is not a betting advice podcast.
He attempted to escape federal prison in Tegucigalpa through what could only be described as a Rube Goldberg-like device of blades.
Yeah, he tried to run headfirst into all of these bullets and then twist off his own head. And in the course of trying to stop him, they had to beat him to death.
Yeah, we're afraid that the former mayor of Valparaiso is now a fine homogenous.
Oh, sorry. We got it mixed up with the salsa roja. It's very, very traumatic.
Yeah, he's actually the first guy to be a mayor and then a paste in human history.
I mean, I do feel badly for this guy, right? Because
he's kind of a murderer. I don't really feel that bad.
Okay, listen, if you set aside all of the killings that he did, and all of the drug trafficking and the consequences of that, then he's literally just a local boy made good who played the Game of Thrones and lost. And that's tragic in the original sense. And because it is tragic in the original sense, Latin America is the true inheritor of the classical world. This is a goat song that we've been dealing with here.
Yeah, sure.
Yes. QED, whatever language that's in.
First episode of season 2 of No Gods, No Mayors. First new precept. We're starting strong.
Doing so good.
That is all I have. Thank you so much for letting me talk about this guy I became obsessed with for a while.
This was magical. I want to see
wonderful.
this. I want to see this painted in red figure on a kylix. You know,
Okay.
I'm slamming my staff on the ground. Clang, clang, clang. Sing of this man. Yes.
Call to action. If you want to do us some art, some black figure, some red figure, black background attic pottery art of this guy with his arm around, wearing like a dumb leather jacket and a polo shirt, with his arm around Juan Orlando Hernandez, who's wearing a big cap that says H on it.
Hold on.
Please do that.
One of you has to be a potter. I know it. I know one of you motherfuckers has to be ceramics.
Yeah, and I want an amphora on my desk by Monday.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
this was a free episode. This is a free episode. It's a free episode. So thank you for listening.
Oh, that was a free episode? Everybody at Los Zetas is going to hear that.
Yeah. Because they don't pay. Anyways, if you want to give us some of your blood money.
Just kidding.
Sorry, guys. Or girls. Some of you are non-binary now, probably. I don't know.
By this point, absolutely.
Cartel's gone woke.
Jesus. Well, I mean, the society that insular, they're probably on like woke 4 or 5 by now.
Oh, yeah.
Anyways, $5 a month, nogodsnomayors.com. Double the mayors for just that low price. Isn't that incredible? Next week, the mayor is November on the bonus.
I'm looking very strongly into mayors. I'm gonna pick a mayor. It's gonna be a good mayor.
Right.
So subscribe to that, assuming that we haven't all had our hands cut off or whatever.
Yeah. We haven't had our hands cut off by someone with like neo pronouns.
I'm not really feeling great about living in North America right now. Just kidding.
There's no way that someone who works for the cartels could like move internationally, right, to do criminal activity, right? That's not like a defining feature of
Jesus Christ,
stuff
guys.
that they do.
Do we have to not put this episode out?
Okay,
we're
kidding.
We're gonna die. They're gonna
We're
do us
kidding.
like
really
a fucking.
Really just around. I swear to God, we gotta go. We're ending the episode now.
Okay, bye everybody, and remember, just kidding.
Sorry.
And as always,
Lo siento.